It's 4th and 1. Their own 40-yard line. Do you go for it? Coaches? Yeah, let's go for it! Woo! Oh, I got stopped. Fans, why are we going for it? Why are the announcers talking about analytics and going for it on every 4th and short? Why? Live on YouTube. About to break that down for you. Right here, right now. Roll the intro! This is the Slater Report Podcast! It's Monday, November 28th! I am Brain Slater, the host of the Slater Report Podcast. Yep, that's my last name. Live on YouTube. All the audio on this show is pre-recorded so I can make sure the graphics are live and you got a great viewing experience. This is my third time doing it, my second time with this show, and boy do I have a great show for you. You see the title on that screen? Going for it? Yeah, is the analytics correct? You heard my pre-intro. I thought I did a great example, mostly probably an Old Miss example. I don't know. There's a lot of like 4th and short, your own 40 or yard line or whatever. You end up not getting it. I think that was Ohio State's problem most of the time. But anyway, before I jump into that, I got some great things to talk about. First, let's start off with the new segment I like to call Pick of the Week. And you can see right there, there's a Twitter account that's called No Context College Football. They get some great things. I don't even know how they find it all so great, but, you know, I was scrolling through one. I think it was like one Saturday or maybe it was Sunday, and I was like, oh, wow, that's a funny pick or whatever. And then, like, the more I went through it, it's like, oh, those are all funny. But anyway, let's check out what they got for you. Yeah, this is a picture of Brian Kelly crying. Yeah, you can see a little tear on his cheek. Yep, that's Brian Kelly. Not liking him losing to a team that's not even bowl eligible, but apparently no one recruiting class. But I mean, yeah, you see it here first. Brian Kelly crying. Next pick, the Oregon and Oregon State game. Like, I think he's an Oregon State player, but yeah, wearing a Pac-12 hat. But anyway, yeah, his hair. I love the hair. Bright and yellow. Yeah, got some coloring here on, but yeah. The hat doesn't fit. What's wrong in there? There's more pictures of this, but I'll maybe show later on. Anyway, yeah. Fox had this amazing graphic when Texas Tech beat Oklahoma. Yeah, apparently it's the first time in school history that Tech has beaten both Texas and Oklahoma in the same year. I'll tell you this, they were home both the time too. I say, about time. But anyway, yeah. Next one is a gift. Yeah. I don't know why. Just why. That's all I have to say about this. And, doesn't that hurt? Anyway, I'll take that off and not show you that pain any longer. Anyway, yeah, back to A&M LSU. Yeah, I saw this live. I was like, I had to find this picture somewhere, and I knew someone would do it. But, yeah, best view of the game. Yeah, an important moment too. It's 3rd and 15 for LSU. The important moment late in the game. I'll just wave my towel in the air. It worked though. I think A&M got the stop. But I mean, wow. Oh, why? It's on ESPN, on main network. And how do you not get your cameraman? How do you? I don't even know how. I don't think I've ever seen that I've seen it in college basketball a lot, more than it should, but not. I don't think I've ever seen that happen in football that much because the cameras are so way up. But I mean, A&M, they're home the 12th man, and I gotta say, fix your stadium or move your camera or move a camera position because that needs to be fixed. Anyway, yeah, Texas A&M rushed the field after beating LSU. Yeah, big win. Yeah, I think amazing job. Big win. Congratulations. You deserve to win the field, but not when you're 5-7. Yeah, you didn't even become bowl eligible. Yeah, you beat LSU, but I mean, like, you couldn't get your fans to stay at last week's game against UMass. They all left at halftime. What a great 12th man. Anyway, yeah. Apparently, the last couple of years, everyone had, Miami had the turnover chain, and a lot of teams started doing their own turnover chain thing, rip-off thing. And this year, I haven't really seen much, but yeah, I saw this last night at the show, and I was like, turnover what? Yeah, turnover chainsaw. Yeah, that will work. I just do not get the point of it. Just get rid of it. I hate it. Anyway, yeah. Always, every time. Yeah, Kurt Hershey always talks about, he doesn't want them all to pick the same teams. He always picks, whenever, the first four, ahead of them, pick all six, he always changes it. And, last second. And, apparently he didn't do that this week. There was a lot of times. They went 2 for 3. Yeah, and apparently that one's going to hurt them a lot. Anyway, talk about some weekday games. Going to break down. I talked about a little bit of down distance, but I'm going to go deep into each game right here. First game that I'm going to talk about is, Thanksgiving. Hope you enjoyed your Thanksgiving. I took the week off to spend time with family and all of that. I know you all probably missed me, but I'm back. I'm here for the rest of college football. Anyway. Yeah, the Egg Bowl was quite an adventure. Yep, Mississippi State, they're a roller coaster of a team. Ole Miss needs to get something together, and once again they fell apart. Here's a look at the stats. Mississippi State won 24-22. What a bowl game on Thanksgiving, and I gotta say that's probably the best Thanksgiving game I've seen. College football. Have there ever been? I'm pretty sure there's been other college football games on Thanksgiving, but that is going to go down in history as probably one of the best Thanksgiving college football games, because that was quite a show. Mississippi State, the comeback, well, really not much comeback, but it was really back and forth, and they controlled that last drive pretty well. NC State, North Carolina, this is going to be some ball game for you. Yep, they pull up another upset, double overtime, 30-27. Finally, NC State having a rough ending to their season, but finally picked up a big win. North Carolina, what happened to you? Yeah, this is not what you want to do right before you play Clemson. Either way, yeah, when was the last time both ACC championship games play each other after a loss? It'd be quite a game. Anyway, let's take a look at some other big games around the country. Tulane pulling off a big win in Cincinnati, knocking Cincinnati out of the American Conference race. Tulane gets a spot. Baylor battling against Texas, couldn't find it, couldn't get anything, even though they controlled every one of their game time possession. They need to get that fixed. And they need to get that fixed next season, because it's not going to work anymore. Teams started to figure that out. Texas, for sure, figured that out. All right, who's going bowling this year? We got some more teams added to the list. Miami, Ohio, Missouri, UAB, Southern Miss, Southern Miss, Louisiana, and Georgia Southern. All got 6 wins, and I think there's too many teams and not enough bowl games this year that it's quite possible that a 6-win team could be left out this year. That's how many bowl-eligible teams there are. Anyway, let's take a look at Georgia Tech and Georgia. Gotta check in on the number 1 team, see how they did real quick. Yeah, this is the halftime score. Yeah. 3-point ball game. Georgia's on the up. 3 points. In fact, in the first quarter, Georgia Tech was up 7-0. Yeah, Georgia Tech got on a 10-0 run. But let's take a look at the final score. Yeah, Georgia finally got things together in the second half. Went 37-14. I gotta say, they're a second half team. First half team, they need to get their act together. TCU able to do that. 62 points against Iowa State. Yeah, Iowa State is one of the best defensive teams in the Big 12. They put 62 points on them. Yeah, they beat Aaron Judge this time. Yep. I don't think any other team has put up 64 points in Big 12 on a Big 12 team before. Yikes. For Iowa State right there. Alright, the game. Michigan, Ohio State. Very important one. It didn't even get a big graphic because it was an embarrassing loss for Ole Miss. Because they did not show up the second half. Michigan made second half adjustments and came out strong. Ohio State did not, or if they did, it didn't work and they didn't change back because they couldn't catch back up. Michigan control. Michigan could do whatever they want offensively in that game. Run the ball, touchdown. Deep pass, touchdown. Ole Miss safeties and defensive back struggled all game long. It was quite disappointing. For Ohio State having one of the best defensive teams in the Big Ten and probably one of the best defensive teams in the league, I gotta say, I'm not saying that Ohio State had the best, number one defensive team. I'm saying they have one of the best. They're top 5 defensive team. I don't know where they're at, but they're not in the top 5 anymore for defensively. Michigan proved that. But anyway, Michigan scored 45 points on them. That's not a defensive game at all. And I was expecting that to be a very defensive game. Didn't happen. Alabama having the blast in the Iron Bowl, 49-27. Not much to talk about there. A&M, number 1 recruiting class, getting a W, pulling off a big upset at home against LSU. You heard it earlier. They rushed the field. Yeah, they won 38-23. What a big upset, taking LSU, 2-loss team that was in the playoff talk. Yeah, 2-loss team was in the playoff race. Out of there. Notre Dame on the road, playing against a really good USC team who's struggling at defense this year. Classic Lincoln Riley and Alex Grinch, but they're often, no doubt, the best in the country. Let's see here. Another ranked team they're playing against, and USC at home handled their business. 38-27. Alright, the game you're all wanting me to talk about. Yep, sorry I forgot the name of this this rivalry game. Sorry, I know it's Sutton Bowl. Anyway, South Carolina, Clemson. Yeah, South Carolina's on the road here. Pulls up a big upset late in the game. Taking out the last play. 31-30. What a huge upset. And South Carolina rushed the field. I don't even know how that's possible. They're the away team. I wish I got I need to have that as I tried to find a pick earlier, or wait. Yeah, I need to find one. Maybe I can go back to do a Twitter pick of the week and add that in. But well, I know you guys say, but isn't it Clemson? Clemson rushed the field no matter what, win or loss, and who they're playing. Yeah, but if they paid very close attention to it, most of them were wearing red South Carolina logos. So yeah, I'm very confused of what happened there, but somehow South Carolina fans got access to the field, and I think that was hilarious. All right, yeah, go to the Pac-12. This is a huge game out there. Oregon State. I gotta break down this game very closely because it gets wild, and I got 3 graphics for this game. All right, this is the end of the third quarter. Oregon's up 31-17. Yikes. Yeah, you think, okay, Oregon got this game racked up. Looking pretty good. They're up basically almost half their points. Yeah, well, here's look at the final score. Yeah, Oregon State won 38-34. Oregon only scored 3 points. Yeah, it's the fourth quarter score, 3-21. Yeah, Oregon State dominated the fourth quarter. Not only did they come back into the game, They won! Talk about a bad beats right there. Anyway, some other big notable games to talk about. Tennessee, no doubt, top 10. Bouncing back against Vanderbilt. Just to note, Vanderbilt scored 3 points in Alabama, and yet Alabama's ahead of Tennessee. Vanderbilt didn't even score on Tennessee. It scored 56 points. Penn State doing their business against Michigan State, 35-16. Alright, Washington State. This was a huge game, a huge back and forth game. For a while, I couldn't tell who was going to win. I really thought that Washington State's going to pull out this upset. But you look at the final score here. Yep, fourth quarter comeback or fourth quarter takeover. 51-33 for Washington right there. Yep, big win, and I gotta say, for some reason, everyone was watching that game really closely because it came down to that game because Washington wins, Utah is in. Washington loses, Oregon is in the, I think it was Oregon, I'm not sure. But, yeah. Anyways, yeah. Washington set fate for Utah right there. That's weird how the Pac-12 works for some weird reason. And yeah, you can see right there, Kentucky finally being Kentucky that they were supposed to be this year. Beat Louisville 26-13. My question is, why is Louisville ranked? Weren't they a 4-loss team heading into the week? And they really haven't had that great of a year. I don't think. So why are they ranked? I want to know. Let me know. Alright, got some NFL tonight. The Pittsburgh Steelers get the Colts. Gonna be a big game tonight. I got the Steelers winning this game. And, you know, throughout this show, I'm gonna be getting you updated here. There's the countdown. You know, this is already pre-recorded, but you can see the countdown, the kickoff right there at the bottom of your screen. Alright, let's talk some playoffs. My rankings versus CFP, which actually comes tomorrow, but we're going to compare it to, you know, previous week and really go deep into my rankings. And then coming up, I'm going to be talking about, is the analytics correct? We're about to find out. Let's check out my rankings right now. All right, here are my top 16. I'm going to go really closely into why I have it like this and what I expect the CFP to do tomorrow. Alright, let's take a look at my top 6 rankings. And it may surprise you, but yeah, there it is. Michigan is number 1. I gotta break it down real quick. Michigan's number 1 in my rankings. Now, I really felt that, Michigan, not only did they beat the number 2 team, Ohio State, they had a completely break down Ohio State defensively. One of the best defensive teams in the Big Ten dominated it the second half. Mainly fourth quarter. That third quarter, right after halftime, with the big push Michigan needed, that momentum helped them. And the reason why I dropped Georgia to number 2, well, yeah, I'm going to show you this. I'm going to find that graphic again. But, yeah. Georgia struggled to Georgia Tech. Yeah. Do you want to... I'm trying to pull it up again real quick. Yeah, here. Here it is. Yeah. This is the first half. Halftime score. Yeah. Georgia Tech in a game. Georgia Tech not even great right now. I don't even know what to say. I know Georgia took over the second half and won huge, but yeah, Georgia showed weakness. Michigan, yeah, they really haven't played anybody, but they just played great. Ohio State team dominated it. Yeah, the week before that, they may have overlooked their opponent and wasn't playing for that. Ohio State did the same thing. Georgia does that, seem to be doing that every week, but they seem to always find the win. That's one of the reasons why I think Michigan's number 1 team, especially since I had Ohio State favored as number 1 all season long, majority of the season, to win the whole thing, and they beat them. pretty decently, especially when I still think that, I really still think that Ohio State should have been number 1 all season long up until now. The only way I gave it to the media, putting Georgia at 1. I should never listen to them, and I'm keeping Georgia at 2 like I've done majority of the year. And TCU, the way they beat Iowa State, once again, one of the best defensive teams in the Big 12. Iowa State, yeah, Matt Kimball, probably not the best offensive team I've ever seen, but their defense is really good. I know that not the season they were hoped for, but they do have a good defense. Putting up 62 points on them, I was debating back and forth between Georgia and TCU. To me, I honestly think that TCU is the better team. TCU might even be that 2 spot. But TCU was great an underdog, and I just say just this week, see how they do against Kansas State and see how Georgia does against LSU. I keep it at that. And that keeps me a 4th spot open. Yep. I'm back and forth between USC and Ohio State. Back and forth between both. But USC did win a ranked team, Notre Dame, that has had some really ending their season on not high hopes, but really better than how they started. Notre Dame looked really great. They look like a top 10 team the last couple of weeks, this past month. It's championship November. You win out or you're done. And Ohio State lost. They're out. So that's the reason why I have USC at 4. I'm waiting to see how USC does against Utah. The rematch, classic Lincoln Riley move, and Penn State. I really haven't talked about them that much here. The media hasn't either. And they are the underdog right now. No one's talking about them. And I think that's the reason why I have them ahead of Tennessee, Alabama, Utah, Oregon, Clemson, other big 2-loss teams. Yeah, I think Penn State has 2 losses. I'm very confident on that, and I really think that Penn State needs to be in the playoff talk. They're not. I think they're number 11 right now. We'll see how they are tomorrow, but I'm surprised Penn State, if something crazy happens, I won't be surprised if they start getting in the playoff talk. Look at the CFP top 6 for I'm going to predict what they're going to do tomorrow. Now, I won't be shocked if they put Georgia at 1. They put Georgia at 2, Michigan at 1. I'll be like, wow, they listened to me. But if they put Georgia at 1 and Michigan at 2, I'm fine with that. Just see how championship week plays out. What I want to know is, do they put TCU at 3? Very likely. I think we'll see Michigan, Georgia, and TCU. The question is, because that's that 4th spot, obviously, is it going to be Ohio State or USC? That's the question I want to know. Obviously, LSU dropped out of this. Now I want to know, okay, so who's going to be that 4th spot? It's either going to be Ohio State or USC. The 6th spot, I'm betting right now they are so liking Alabama right now. No doubt Alabama's got that 6th spot, and the 7th spot is Tennessee. What I will say is that 4th spot is really hard to predict. I am pretty much leaning on, and I think what they'll do, because they really like Ohio State a lot, and they really want 2 teams from the same conference in, what they've done in the past. And since they lost to a really good Michigan team, they'll think their first loss, ranked opponent, let's keep them in. They'll think that Ohio State's got it safe enough to get in. And USC, I think they'll pretty much likely put Ohio State at 4. Safe bet. And then if USC wins the Pac-12, they'll move USC. No, wait. They'll move USC into the 4th spot. Keep Ohio State at 5. If USC loses that game, then they'll move Ohio State back in the 4th spot. But then you also have to consider, can Utah be in? Anyway, enough about that. I got a whole Ricky's reaction show tomorrow, but yeah, and a whole debate on how they're gonna do this. But yeah, I'll save some of this discussion for Wednesday's show. But yeah, that was quite a discussion, and I still got about 5 minutes left of the show, and I haven't even got to talk to my main point. Yeah. Anyway, let's look at the playoff race right now. Yeah, there it is right now. I should have shown this graphic earlier. Yeah, USC, Ohio State, Utah still has a chance for playoff. Penn State still has a chance. It's quite a list. There's still a chance for something crazy happen. Team can go on a run. All right, time for the main part of this show, the analytics. My rant of the week. Going for it. 4th and short. Yeah, you heard my example earlier. The opening sentence. Yeah, I do not like the modern play call. I do not at all. I mean, I like it. I like being aggressive, but really early in the game, I do not like that. You're in your own territory. 4th and short. Just put the ball. You gotta flip the field. Just trust your defense. Get a stop. That just tells. I mean, yeah, you may have confidence in your defense that you don't go for it. That you go for it and don't get it. But also, I mean, I know you want to probably put more confidence in your offense, but I mean, just punt the ball. All I gotta say is punt the ball. It helps you. Just punt the ball. That's all I want to say is punt the ball. If you're in your own territory, punt the ball. If you're in your opponent's territory, but you're too far for a field goal, but too close for a punt, I mean, yeah, then you could debate about going for it or not. That's what I would say, kind of close. But I would just take the delay of game and punt the ball. All right, or try and draw them off sides first and then punt the ball. All right, I don't get it. Or this is what I saw a lot too. When they're in good field goal range, really good field goal range, inside the 30, and they got a 4th and inches, 4th and 1, and they go for it. They don't get it. It's like there's a team that did it 3 times. Like, those are 3 field goals you could have gotten. That's 9 points that you gave up, and I think. And off the turnovers, your opponent scored, probably likely a touchdown off of it. And like that 9 points you could have had. You probably could have won the game off that. I mean, field goals matter. Alright? Yeah. Yeah, you gotta the only reason I would say go for it on a 4th and short or any 4th down. Yeah, I've seen teams go for it 4th and long now. These days now. It's like, if you got a 4th down, the only reason I can think of going for it is if it's the 4th quarter and you're down by multiple possessions. Yeah, if you're down by maybe 1 score, kick the field goal. Yeah, kick the field goal and trust your defense, unless you're really got like 2 minutes left. I mean, and you really have to go for it. If you got time to get your defense to stop and think that you have another play, just put the ball or kick the field goal. Put points on the board. Get some kind of momentum. Field goals give you momentum. Teams forget that, or coaches forget that field goals get you momentum. I don't know what the problem with it, with not not kicking the field goal. What's the problem with not trusting your kicker? I mean, I want to see. Yeah, I love the aggression and being aggression and go for it. Sometimes when it's smart to do it. The analytics is stupid. Whoever came up with that needs to be fired. And the coaches, I don't know why they that's what actually happened with Nick Saban this year. He listened to it early on in the season. That's why he got in trouble in Texas and Tennessee and LSU. Yeah, those 3 games, he went for it on plays that he should have probably just kicked the field goal or put in. And, luckily, it didn't hurt him too much. Texas game, he kicked the field goal to win the game. But Tennessee, LSU, yeah, especially the LSU game, yeah, him going for it or going for 2, just kick the extra point. I mean, really, a lot of teams. I've seen a lot of teams going for 2 lately. Now I was like, you just kick the extra point. That's 1 point. You'll get majority of the time. It's a lot more likely you'll get that over a 2-point conversion unless you know exactly that if you know 100% that you're gonna go in. If you have any doubt that you won't go in, don't go for 2. All right, that's my rant of the week. I know that was I had to get off my chest, but just quit going for a 4th and short. It's killing it. It's killing the game. Ugh. All right. Well, yeah. Anyway, this audio is pre-recorded, so yeah. Monday Night Football tonight. Steelers, the Colts. Countdown. You see it on the screen. Getting ready to kick off. Let's see. I'm trying to do my math real quick. So this show started at 6:30. About 30 minutes in, so it's about 7. So here about 15. I say less than 15 minutes is kickoff. You can probably get. I don't know if the time's gonna be right, but likely kick off to 15 minutes and get ready to show. So yeah, Monday Night Football. I got the Steelers winning. The game of the week, the Big 12 championship game. Number 12, Kansas State versus number 4, TCU. Yeah, I'm down. You probably noticed I didn't even put the ranking on the graphic. I will get that fixed up. And yeah, I actually have to rank it. Anyway, yeah, game of the week. I really think that Kansas State will show up. Anyway, thanks for watching Slater Report Podcast. A ranking reaction show next week. It's actually going to be on a Monday. Live reactions to the final rankings on YouTube. Can't wait for that. And also, Hardwood Hoops Friday. The big episode of Marigany on Saturday. Thanks for watching Slater Report Podcast. I'll see you next week. This is the Slater Report Podcast.